So I know some people are saying, hey, Tayali, why are you talking about this? Hey, leave the your maps and kiddies alone. Hey, whatever, all those things. I want to tell you that I read all the comments that you post. I read all the comments because you know, I want to hear what your views are. I want to hear what your views are. So I do read the comments. Believe me, I read the comments. I take my time to read the comments. And even in my leadership, in my future leadership, I will endeavor to listen or to read the comments. Social media for me, it's a tool where you can gauge what people are saying. Because people, especially on social media, they are free to express themselves, you know. Even people that really don't have a voice, there are some people that if you bring them in a group, they would not be able to say a word. But when they are with their phone in their bedroom or on their bed, in their blankets, they're able to make comments. So social media is really a powerful tool. As much as many leaders don't seem to positively embrace social media, I think they are doing themselves a disservice. Social media is a powerful tool. And for me, I use social media as my tool in my political life. If you have seen, I mean, I have grown my name on social media. I've grown my name on social media. So even those of you who say, no, come back and talk back in the country. Even in the country, I talk on social media. You talk on social media. Even when I'm in Zambia, I talk on social media. So for me, being out of the country, it doesn't make a difference. My political life, my public life is not affected by the fact that I'm outside Zambia. And I can tell you, even when I was looking for where to go and settle, one of the things that I was looking at is to see, am I able to use social media? Is the country where I'm going to, will I be able to use social media? Will I be able to use WhatsApp? Will I be able to use, you know, people, you know, that phone-in program, which I do? Am I going to do that? And throughout the time that I left Zambia, I moved in a number of countries, by the way. I hopped from one country to the other before I finally came and settled around here. Well, for now, I'm saying settled for now. I don't know how long, but one of the things that I was considering is, you know, accessibility to the internet, accessibility to WhatsApp, and of course, security and other issues. So, and if you have seen, since I left the country, I've not been affected. I've not been affected. I still operate as if I were back in the country. So the point I'm trying to make is that social media is very important. And I know when I talk here, I talk because I know some of you are aspiring to be politicians. Some of you want to enter into public life. And one of the things that you should know is social media is very powerful. Use social media. If you want to enter public life, use social media. Business, social media is very important. You can cut a lot of money from marketing by running an effective social media content. You can run a very effective marketing. Even looking for a job, some of you are busy, looking for jobs. Use social media. Use social media. Even to make money, you can make money on social media. I make a little bit of money. It's not much, and I'll be talking about it. I'll be giving you a little bit of an idea of how much money you can get from social media, like from Facebook, from YouTube, from is it Spotify? Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of that, because your maps is busy insulting some of us. You are broke, you are broke, you are broke, you are broke. I want us to discuss that a little bit. Let us discuss a little bit of that wealth that your maps is talking about. I'll talk about it later in the program. I'll talk about it later in the program. And your maps has just brought this on himself. Because some of you are saying, hey, why are you talking too much? Why are you talking too much about this? You must look where we are coming from. And, you know, while some of you think I'm not consistent, I am very consistent and dedicated to what I embark to do. Nalikuwa tomute. Ine nalikuwa tomute. Ngana tampe chintu. Ndachikonka. Nalikuwa tompampamina. Nalikuwa tompampamina. That's why. That's why. I'm laughing because you know that what I wanted to say, I know somebody out there is watching. But you know, that's why I get even beautiful girls, because nalikuwa tom pampamina. Nalikuwa tom pampamina. That's why I get good things. Nalikuwa tom pampamina. So when you start something with me, be rest assured that I will go far with you with it. I will go far with you. If you start something, you start me. Yeah? You start an issue. Just know that nganatampa njafeni panono mpaka nkafika uko ndefu ayo kufika. But while saying that, let me apologize for last night. Last night I couldn't come online. I couldn't come online because I don't know. I was invited for this dinner, you know, and I just don't know what happened there really. What I was drinking was supposed to be, you know, a mocktail, you know, some Chinese mocktail kind of. But earlier on, I had a bit of an argument with with the waiter because we were a group of us, but I arrived first. We had made a reservation in this restaurant, and I arrived first. And when I arrived first, because other guys, they were working, so I mean, I was there early, and so I said, okay, I mentioned the name of the reservation, and then this akakamuntwaka nalanda mchiremba pantusha akakamuntwaka just said, no, there is no reservation for that under that name. So I called up the person that made the reservation. I said, no, the reservation is there. So he said, give her the phone. When I gave her the phone, you know, she said, oh, there is, it's there, you know. And then when I sat there, you know, and she comes, she says, no, you have to finish your dinner before 21 hours. And that was like 20 hours, or it was about 7:30. And the other guys were coming at 20 hours. So I'm like, within 1 hour, we have to finish? And she said, yeah, you know. Anyway, somehow I felt like they were not very comfortable with, you know, this guy. It's like they were not comfortable with this guy because it was one of those places. And I could see what was happening there. I could see that there is a little bit of like a problem. No, by formal ishwafe tulivaftala nangu nifwewa nangu tulimbutush tulivaftala. So nadisa kakashamwe njevele iwe. Ito na chisa festi wankanya njika le panwa tiyo mufilemu awa before shanshan chili shan kansh I was looking at have you given the time to all these people that are in here? Whatever. Anyway, later on, the other guys joined me and everything was okay. But apparently, the mocktail I took, I think there was something because it is a mocktail. It's not supposed to be, you are not supposed to get drunk. But when I was standing up, going, I felt so weak. So weak. I actually had to, you know, I had to put in a little bit of strength for me to get to the car. Got into the car and I was brought home. When I reached home, really, I was barely not myself. I could not control myself. I just went and threw myself on the bed. I slept. I can't remember anything. I slept. I only woke up, you know, much later, you know. So I don't know what really was going on there. So please bear with me. I highly advertised yesterday's whatever, but bear with me. I couldn't come at 20 hours. Anyway, we are here, and I've decided to do it today because today is a Saturday, so I said I can actually do it at 10 hours, and it's a good time for you people and for me. Now, let me start with the first issue. The first issue which I want to clarify, which I want to talk about, is the issue of legal aid. Okay, the issue of legal aid, and I'm talking about legal aid because a number of people have been coming in my inbox. They are asking for the numbers of the lawyers that are representing Musiani. And I want to tell you that I don't have the numbers for these people because I don't know them. I don't know them personally. I don't know these gentlemen. I don't know them personally. And the other point is that these people work for legal aid. Musiani is being represented by legal aid. So they work for legal aid. And so if you want to see them, you can only see them through legal aid. Legal aid, if things have not changed, legal aid is in Villa Elizabeth. That's where they are. Musondangosa Road. Yeah, Musondangosa Road. That is where they are. You know. Anyway, I will not go on that one. But suffice to say that they work for legal aid, and Musiani is being represented by legal aid. Legal aid is a government legal assistance, as the name suggests, legal aid. It is a government institution that is created for people who cannot afford lawyers. So if you can't afford a lawyer, you can go to legal aid and they will represent you. Okay? They really don't charge. They really don't charge. I think you just have to pay something for registration, okay, for registration, and then you are not charged as the court your case go on. Usually, normal lawyers, when you hire a lawyer, they have what they call consultants fee, which is about, some of them, it differs anyway, but it will be about 2,500 to 5,000 to 10,000, depending, you know, and of course the seniority of a lawyer determines how much you pay that lawyer, okay? And so once you pay the consultant's fee, then you engage them. Then when you go to court, they charge mostly per hour, and they also charge what they call for transport, mileage or whatever. There's a way that they use, you know. So that's how they charge. But if you don't have resources, you can go to legal aid and they can represent you. A number of people have made remarks on legal aid. Some of them, they have said, no, legal aid is not good and whatever. My experience with legal aid has been very good. I have appeared before legal aid where I was a respondent, you know, And anyway, just to say it, you know, in my first divorce, since Bamwewa is busy talking about it, in my first divorce, we did appear before legal aid, though, of course, things are changed. So I've appeared before legal aid, and then I've also taken a number of people to legal aid. And surely they have been well represented. Because they are a government lawyer, don't think that they are not good or they are not effective. They are very good, they are effective. A number of these good lawyers who have even gone and started practicing on their own, they have set up their law firms, they started with legal aid. So the only thing I'm trying to tell you is that it's a good institution, and don't underrate it. Don't underrate it. Of course, I must mention that legal aid is overwhelmed by a number of people because we have a lot of poor people who have no money to hire lawyers. So they go to legal aid. So they are highly overwhelmed with cases. And since I'm talking to some of you who are going to be future leaders, some of you, you're going to be MPs, you're going to be ministers, I am sensitizing you on legal aid. That the next time that you'll be in leadership, bear in mind the poor people that need justice. And they run to legal aid. So legal aid, is one of those institutions that we need to, to take care of. We need to fund legal aid. We need to fund legal aid because most of the times, I do pay attention. When you look at the budget that goes to legal aid, sometimes it's not much. It's not much. And so if these lawyers, these good lawyers are not paid well, what do you expect? They can't stay at legal aid. They will go somewhere else. So we need to pay these people well. We need to look after the staff at legal aid. I am saying this because some of you are leaders already. I know. Some of you are leaders. I know this page. I know everybody watches. Many people from different classes watch this page, watch my broadcast. So I am advocating for legal aid. Please, can we consider legal aid? Because you don't know. Some of us, yes, we can afford lawyers, but other people cannot. So can we consider legal aid and make sure that we give them, enough support, resources so that they can be able to represent people very well. Look at the case of Musiani. Musiani wouldn't have afforded to hire a lawyer. But through legal aid, you have been enjoying what is happening in court. And clearly from the views, a lot of you are happy because of legal aid. If legal aid had not represented Musiani, it would have been a different case. And this is where I also say, I come in, where you people are saying, why are you part of this? Me, I am a public lawyer. I'm a public lawyer. What that is not a public lawyer of going to Ziadi. I am knowledgeable about legal matters, but I didn't go to a law school. No, I didn't. I am a public lawyer because I take myself as one who speaks for other people, for justice, for fairness, and of course, good governance. So that is why I call myself a public lawyer, and especially the poor people. And in this case, I want you to understand why I have been following Musiani, why I am on the side of Musiani. Because Musiani is vulnerable. Musiani is facing a guy who looks at himself as a rich guy. As a rich guy. He's a billionaire of our country. He's a guy that has everything. And basically, this is why we even have this case in court. This case should not be in court. It is in court because of Yomap's ego. Because he is a rich guy. He is a rich guy. And he wants to teach people a lesson. Touch me, I'm going to fix you because I've got the money. That is what is this all about. Musiani is not a criminal. Musiani is not a danger to anyone. He's not. He is not. Musiani is not a danger. He is not a danger. Musiani is not a danger to anyone. He poses no threat to anyone. No one can say, Musiani is threatening me. For goodness sake, this guy doesn't even have a criminal record. He doesn't even have a violent. How can somebody turn around and say, this guy has threatened me and he has terrorized my family and whatever. I can't even take my children to school. Really. This case is all about your maps, feeling, I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy with big ballers. So don't you mess around with me. That is what this case is all about. And I'm saying no. As a public lawyer, I'm saying no. I don't know Musiani. I don't know Musiani. And up to today, I've never even met Musiani. I've never even met Musiani. I only spoke to Musiani recently. When I started talking about him and talking about this case, Musiani had not even contacted me, had not spoken to him, and I pick up cases like that. There are some cases that I pick up, cases of public interest, and I jump on. And this is what I did with Musiani. So those of you who are saying, what is this? Is it personal? Against the Yomaps? No. There's nothing personal. There's nothing personal. There is nothing personal. It is all about me standing up for a guy that I believe that really he doesn't deserve to go to jail. Because this case that they are talking about, Musiani would end up in jail. This is a criminal matter. Musiani would end up in jail. And why should a young man end up in jail because of the ego, the egocentrism of this guy who thinks he's a big guy? But to me, Yomaps is not a big guy. Yomaps is not a big guy. He's a small boy. I'm telling you, Yomaps, you are a small boy to me. You are a very small boy. A very small boy. Very small boy. You people, you are jumping around. You're jumping around. Hey, Yomaps, he's a small boy, that guy. He's a small boy to me. And I can assure you, he wouldn't run with me on this race. He wouldn't run with me on this race. He can't. Yomaps can't run with me on this. You can't. I am far above this boy. Far above this boy. He's falling on my palms for me to carcass him. Even today, I can finish this guy. I can finish Yomaps. I can finish him. Today, I'm sparing him. I've been sparing him, by the way. I've been sparing Yomaps. I've spared him in the case relating to Mwizukanji. I spared him. I mean, you saw me going gun blazing against Mwizukanji. When I saw his video, he didn't call me. I saw his video. He was complaining, crying. No, I want to be close to my child, but this baby mama is difficulty. This baby mama doesn't want me to get access to the child. This baby mama, after all, she hid that she has a child. I didn't know about that. Whatever. I felt bad for the guy. I felt bad for the guy. And I thought, Mwizukanji is just one of those women that are manipulative and, they trouble men. Because there are some women really that are a pain to men. And that's how I went for Mwizukanji. I didn't go to Yomaps to say, hey, help me, whatever. No. But I did it as a public lawyer. I did, of course, go to Yomaps. I called him and I met him at Granddaddy's. But because he's so scared of whatever people, we sat in the car. And I counseled him to say, look, that is your child. Why don't you fight for your child? Fight for your child. You need that child. And even in that car, he convinced me that Mwizukanji was really denying him access to the child. He told me that. He complained so much in my car. And never at any point did I ask Yomaps for money. Never. I don't ask for money. When I'm doing this, I don't. If I'm going to charge, I do charge. If I'm going to charge you, there are things that are of your personal interest, like business. If you are going to make profit, if I'm going to do propaganda for you to make money, I mean, why should I let you make money and in a national profit? So there are cases that I do charge. That is a fact. And that's where I make my money. There are some issues that I charge, issues that relate to business, where I know that you're going to make money. If you are complaining that, no, look, government has not paid us, government is owing us money so much and so on and so forth, then I come here, pay people. Because that's your business, right? So, in those situations, there are some cases that I charge. I want you to know. Don't be cheated. There are cases that I charge. I don't ask, I charge. I don't ask for money. I charge. I will charge you for this because this is your personal interest. This has got a benefit to you, a direct benefit to you. I charge. Some of them, they are adverts. Some of the adverts, you have consumed adverts here without realizing it. Because I don't come here and start saying, oh, here is a phone. Hey, buy this phone. Hey, one pin. I don't do that. I don't do that. I'll come up in a way that I will still attract your attention. And you know that somebody is selling a phone. And you get in touch with them. There is a way that I do it. So, in terms of Yomaps, that is not an issue that it involves him making money. If anything, the person that I've been fighting for, it is not Yomaps, it is not Mwizukanji, it is Vukata. It is Vukata. For me, I've been fighting this issue. I've been looking at Vukata. Mwizukanji mukulu. She's a woman, whatever, she has a life. Yomaps na mukulu. But this child, this is a child that I fight for. When you talk about Mwizukanji and Yomaps, the one that my interest is Vukata. Vukata cannot pay me. Vukata cannot pay me. But I want that child. I feel bad when I imagine this Vukata going to school and, you know, there are those days, I mean, Fwema Fiashi, you know, there are those days when, you know, parents are gathering at school and you show up for your child, whether the child is participating in sports. The children feel so good. They feel so good. I'm telling you, they feel so good. And I imagine Vukata, she goes to such events and the father is a popular guy, is a well-known guy, and yet the guy cannot be seen. Imagine the pride. Imagine how Vukata would feel to move around with a father who is a public figure, an international artist, a rich man. I mean, who would not want to have such a father? Who would not want to move in the streets with such a man? That Vukata would want to move with Yomaps like that. And Yomaps is not far. Yomaps is not in Malaysia like the way my Kia is that side and I'm here. But even my Kia, you can imagine, as far as I am, my Kia gets the phone and phones me on video and she starts showing me her friends. Look, my daddy. Far away. She does that. Kia does that. She calls and she starts showing her friends. This is my daddy. Daddy, talk to this one. Daddy, talk to this one. But you are Yomaps. Waikala Murusaka. Umwana wabadi Murusaka. And you are a public figure. That does a lot of damage to the child. And I can tell you, most of these to my miscellaneous girls, these to my girls, to my delinquent girls that you see around, most of them, fueba angala pono tuwa ichoto. Nga watu fuaya, most of the times, most of the times, they will tell you daddy problem. They will tell you daddy problem. My daddy. They have issues. And it is that I have in mind where I now come in strongly for Vukata. And that is why I went gun blazing against Mwizukanji. And I did that because I believe that Yomaps was being denied access to the child. But what I learned was something else. It is actually this guy who is irresponsible. This guy is not the way he wants to come out. And one day I was very upset when he won those awards. And he comes up and he said, this is for my children. Knowing what I knew, even at that point, I felt very bad. I was very upset. I almost went on social media and blasted him. But I did phone them. Together with the wife, I told them, you cannot just be talking in public. I told them. Both of them performed and I told them, I've been very upfront with you, Yomaps and Kidist. I've been very upfront. So, it is sad now that Yomaps wants to turn around and say, because we didn't give you money. I never asked for money. I never wanted any money. And yes, you know, unfortunately, fortunately, because, you know, sometimes, you know, you have these people, they will just give you money, right? They will just give you money and you would get it. And thank God that situation never arose. I've been thinking to say, suppose I got even 100 kwacha from Yomaps. Arangana risevana. But no mbaine efila nyeba timbomba na lesa. Lesa li shive omonefia kuntanshi. Lesa li shiva akakamuntu kapuwaka. Akakamuntu kapuwa. The issue of money never came anywhere. Bantu nganise vana ngaulia wafulire munanikane. Mabakashiwa veni. Ulia pastor wafulire mabakashiwa veni. Nganise vana. But God really protected me. If your heart is genuine, God goes before you and protects you. God goes before you and protects you. So the issue of money never arose anywhere. It never arose to Yomaps. It never arose to Mizukanji. Never. Never. And I did it for Vukata. I still stand even today. I stand on that. In spite of all these things that is going on, I still say to Yomaps to say, stop being arrogant. Stop neglecting your children. And be careful there. I haven't said stop neglecting Vukata. I've said your children. Because now I have information on other children as well. I have information on other children. But because I'm a man, and this is not personal for me to destroy you, I will not start mentioning those other names. But I want to tell you that I know about Kawe incidents. I know about Lusaka incidents. I know about Kawe incidents. I know about Lusaka incidents. The recent Lusaka incident. I know. With proper good information. But I'm not going to come here and start, hey, we don't do that. Especially Nganemu, we don't do that. We don't go and start revealing, hey, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. The only thing I can do at this point is to tell you, Yomaps, that look after your children. Look after your children. And I say this, I'm saying to the public, I am also appealing to a number of you guys who have children, and you are not looking after them. Please, please heed my advice. Look after your children. Your blessings are in your children. Your blessings are in some of these women. Trust me, women are a pen. Women can be a pen. Not all of them, but women can be a pen. So, if you take it because walipusana na nyina, and then you take it kumwana, that is not right. You can differ with your baby mama, but make sure you fight for your child. The differences between yourself and your your baby mama should not affect your child. That is your blood. That is your child. Do your best to look after your child or your children. So I'm saying this to Yomaps, but I'm also saying it to all of you. Because I'm telling you, you can think that you are comfortable. You can think that you are comfortable, but life is just something else. Life is just something else. Look after your children. And this nonsense of saying, no, ndatuma child support, like in the case of Yomaps, I don't know if I'm talking too much on that one. I didn't want to go there. But anyway, one of the issues that came up was that, no, Yomaps na kidisi vala tuma impia. They send katushinga nika 5 pin kalanga nika 2 eshan batuma, but they send money. And according to them, that is good enough. No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. That child support that you send is not good enough. It's not good enough. Your child needs your presence. Your child needs your presence. It needs your presence. And yes, somebody will say, but you are not with your children and whatever. All my children, I talk to them almost every day. Even this morning, I was talking, just a few minutes ago, I was talking to my Kia. I talk to my children. And it is beyond me. It is circumstances that are beyond my control. Otherwise, there is no way I'm going to leave my children, away from me. No, I won't. So you guys, I am really encouraging you. Heed this. I'm going to talk about a very sensitive issue, which, some of you might, whatever, and it might not be very good. But look, this is, because it was in public domain. Remember the issue of Bowman and Mercy Coham. Remember the issue of Bowman and Mercy Coham. Because some of you were even asking me about it to say, hey, what happened? What happened? Well, I stopped talking about that issue because somehow we reached a situation where, we had to keep quiet for the good of the children. But the point I'm trying to make is that at that moment, for me, I want to tell you up to today, I still believe that there are some children among the children of Mercy Coham. Not all of them. I believe not all of them belong to Bowman, but I believe that some of the children there, they are Bowmans. And Bowman at that moment, if you remember, he was a minister. Very arrogant, going on social media and blah, blah, and blah, blah. You remember the story. You remember the story. And some of you were busy. Those Vakandile Bakwa Bowman. Vakandile Bakwa Bowman. You were busy standing with Bowman and whatever. Hey, Bowman, hey, Tayali, what. The same way some of you are talking pali your maps. Some of you are busy attacking me on your maps. But me, I don't mind those attacks. It's okay. It's okay. As long as I know that what I'm standing for is the truth, and it is for the interest of somebody, especially the vulnerable, I don't mind. You were insulting me on Bowman. But I can tell you today that some of those children, Abakwa Messi Koham, they belong to Bowman. And Bowman was arrogant. He was very arrogant. Wow. I'm telling you, what is happening to Bowman now? I'm sorry to say this, I'm sorry to bring this, but you know, allow me to say this. What is happening to Bowman now? What is happening to Bowman? I know those cases, you can say no political and whatever, but you know, sometimes, sometimes it's some of these bad things that we do to others. Because when you are arrogant, when you are big-headed, you know, like the way Bowman was at that moment, he was feeling he was a big guy, nothing is untouchable, nothing bad can happen to him. I mean, Nangundande, Nangushani, he didn't care. He didn't care. Where is Bowman today? And if you talk about in terms of resources, can you compare yourself, you work at your maps, to compare na Bowman? Bowman, when Bowman was a minister, when Bowman was a minister, can you compare yourself with Bowman? What do you have? At you are a rich man. Do you know riches? Do you know riches? You are nothing. You are nothing. You are a small boy. You are a small boy. Your maps, you are a small boy. You are a small boy. You have nothing. Trust me. And you have you don't even have the footing to start insulting some of us to say, hey, you are broke. You are broke. Ah, these guys are broke. Hey, what did you feel the papachidi? Hey, I made you go to the toilet. I'm telling you, you are nothing. You are nothing. Just look at Bowman. But I used to talk about Bowman relating to this child. But look what is happening today. Bowman has almost lost everything. Has almost lost everything. I am saying this, it's not that I'm speaking bad of Bowman, but you know, I'm just saying that sometimes some of these bad things that we do to people, they come back in another form and haunt us. You just never know. You just never know. Don't be too comfortable. Don't look around because now we kala. Hey, you feel like you're very comfortable. We have seen bigger people that have gone down. We have seen bigger people that have been humbled. Your maps is nothing. It is nothing. It is because you have got poverty. You don't only have poverty of material. You also have poverty in your heads. You have poverty in your heads. You are morally bankrupt. You don't have values. That is why you are able to say, no, it was too much. He was telling the other whatever, the other artist, hey, Pachiriro, he had to tell them, you are bankrupt, morally bankrupt. You don't have culture, you don't have values. Because where we come from, we don't talk about food. We don't talk about food. You never buy food for anybody and you start talking about it. We never do that. We just never do that. I can be with you. I buy you food. There is no way I'm going to start talking about to say, there is no way. We just don't do that. If yakuria, it's life. If yakuria, it's union. You know, even Jesus Christ, before he died, he had to break the bread. He shared the bread with those that were close to him. It's communion. It's communion. We share a life. Mufia kudia. It's a symbol of, you know, how much we value each other. When we sit, most of the times, especially us in Africa and particularly in Zambia, when you visit somebody's home, most of the times they want you to eat something. Even when you say, no, I wish the fire, but they want you to eat something. It is not just about the food. It is about the value that we place behind that food. We share our life. We share our life. So it has got a deeper meaning. It has got a deeper meaning. When you visit people and they are offering you food, it is not that they are saying, or we offer food even to rich people. Even to rich people, we offer food. We know that, you know, food is in plentiful. You know, when you go and visit my mother, if she has food, in her poverty, she will struggle around to give you something. It is not that she's saying that you don't have food, where you're coming from. It is not that she's saying that you are poor. This is how we are losing values. This is how we are losing values. Where now we take it now, you know, we can, it is a show of your wealth. It is a show of how rich you are. So now we are talking just on the level of as mere people, the value that is attached to sharing food. When you talk about a funeral, it is not just about showing off. No. Kulila, effort to lila. That is how we console each other. That is how we show that we are with you. In this suffering, in this bereavement, we are with you. It is a sign of a participation in what is going on. This bereavement that has befallen this family, we are with you. We are crying with you. It is not about, no, I mean, I'm showing off. Eh? I've got money. No. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's beyond that. And you don't buy food, pachiriro, at restaurant. No. We do that even with rich people. Even with rich people. Pachiriro, why do we national? But you find that people in Tambi, they want to give something. They want to give something. Nakulilanga lelila like mkamfuira because mwe bachitamo ichibefi. Ngo if the chief mona or umrumafwa ngatwaya mkulila turasendana tubikaka kandalama muminwe. We carry something. When we go to a funeral, we carry something. And we go and give whoever the chief mourner is. Why do we do that? We don't do that because we want to show that not kwatempia. We don't do that because to say it is a sign of us, you know, to say we are with you. And most of the times, this money that we give is not even a lot of money. It's not even a lot of money. Nintambi. So that we say washite fyakulya pachiriro elo waisa ikala pa social media nombo wambo kwenda ti nalimi pangire ntwanikano ifiko no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't just do that. You can't, you are broke guy, I bought you food. Hey, nothing. Pachiriro food no kupusana. It's not that they tupusane. Pafiriro kwa kupusana. People, you know, conflicts are always there. When there is a funeral, most of the times, a number of times, you would have people, you know, differing. It is normal. Because sometimes people will say something. So you don't talk about it. We take it. It's okay. So yes, some people could have said whatever they said. But by your mamps ngabali kwa tamano. By your mamps ngabali fundoko wafuma. Ngavali shive ururutambira ko bati ulila tabamucheba kukanwa. He would have known that. Whoever would have been saying whatever they said, your maps shouldn't have been bothered about it. And if there are people that are knowledgeable, if there are people that are wise, counseling your maps, they would have told him to say, no, ichuachitawa rufianya. Whatever those people could have said, you wouldn't answer in the manner that you did. Especially to say, because if it's not only the few 3 people, 4, 5 people that would have been talking bad about you. I accept. There could have been people that could have said wrong things, bad things about your maps. I accept. But because of those 3, 4 people, is it allowed for your maps to come and make a broadcast and, talk nonsense about everything? Because it's not only those few people that had an issue with you. So that is where it is wrong. Why we are saying this is wrong, this is why, because we don't just do that. You don't talk about if yakulia washita pachiriro. We don't do that. And the pachiriro, usually when people, even me, pafiriro, in my family, people have said things on the funeral. Hey, Tayali, hey, Alayumfwa, hey, Shan, they have said things. And I hear some people will come and tell me, but I'm not bothered. I don't take it to say, no. Hey, Balelandef. No, they are my relatives. Pachirilo, Palabefia Kulanda. And umuntu afundwa wino. Uafundwa wino. Tule shiva fiance, tulamona tawe, Pachirilo, epo chava. Makamako ufirenga muntu mukankala, and mukankala temurupia yonderanda. Mukankala wesu, especially us Africans. Our riches is not in wealth. It is when you start talking about riches in wealth, no. Our riches is the dignity that somebody holds. It's a respect that is given. It's respect that is given to this person. It is not about the money that you have. Yes, hey, you're telling me, hey, you are also a broke guy. I have no problem whatsoever. And not at any point have I said, I'm a rich man. No. I always come here and tell you to say, the one who looks after me, it's God. I survive because of other people. And I'm telling you, I am more richer than your maps and many of you. Because how many of you would be able to live my life? And yet you say, fish which so ngachakwa tu tapabo fuachita. Tapari business so ya kwatanga vefini mulanda mwevandi. Hey, tapari your phone. If I'm like that, can you imagine I am sustained by the goodwill of the people? I have flown. I fly like nobody's business. I jump from one plane to the other, across the seas. I live in good hotels. I never go to 3-star hotels. I go to big hotels. This place where I am, this is like a hotel. It's like a hotel. The rent that I'm paying here, but if I'm able to sustain this kind of life out of the goodwill of people, I'm telling you, that is not something that you should take for granted. How many of you can go out mu street mundu akperandrid kwacha? How many of you? So when imomatuwa mweba nakukula, mweba likumukaka, mure onkea mavele, nga ulesa wairati tayari you are broke. You should think twice. How many people would be able to listen to you? How many people would be able to give you even 100 kwacha? When you say, no, you are a beggar. How many beggars would receive 10,000 kwacha? How many? That is something you don't take for granted. For you to build that name, where people will be able to send you 10,000 kwacha, people will be able to send you 15,000 kwacha, that is not something you should play around with. Because some of you, your entire life, nobody will give you even 5,000 kwacha. So you should think twice. How is it that people would be so stupid? You think people would make 15,000 kwacha and they are so stupid just to send it to Tayali? You think they are stupid? You think that these people are stupid to give 10,000 kwacha to Tayali? You think they're stupid. Don't take that for granted. I don't take it for granted. I thank God for it. I thank God for it. And don't appreciate nothing. Don't appreciate nothing. Don't tolerate nonsense. What your maps is doing is nonsense. And that's what it is. It's nonsense. It is really nonsense. You don't do that. You don't talk about, hey, if you're whatever. No. You don't do that. You don't do that. So whichever way you look at it, nobody intendeka, what, whichever way you look at it, what your map said is wrong. And if your maps had people that are able to advise you, I'm sorry, I even have to drag the father because I know the father is alive. I would want to see bakwa your maps. I would like to see bakwa your maps. Because really, you know one wanted him, you are saying your maps is almost like a this is not right. It's not right. And I have to talk about it because I don't want other people, other young people who are growing up to think that this is the way to behave. That's why I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it. I want you young people to know that we don't do that. You are not going to stand up and start saying, hey, you don't that. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. So what your maps did is very wrong. But your maps has got this big ego. Your maps thinks he's untouchable. He thinks he's a god. He really thinks he's a god. With these people surrounding him. And this wife, cheating him. He thinks he's a god. That is why he's even, wanting to punish Musiani. He wants to punish Musiani. He wants to punish Musiani. He wants to show people that he's a powerful guy. He wants to show people that he's a powerful guy. Musiani has not committed the crime. He has not committed the crime. And some of you are busy talking, hey, why are you writing about Musiani? I'm reporting what happened in court. I'm reporting what happened in court. And if what I wrote if what I'm writing is not true, you write what happened. Write an account. Ba Simon. Ba Simon, naliba chindika. Naliba chindika. And this is another, again, the values. According to our values. Ba Simon, balalanda palini. But you see, our values again, when ngamapusana no mukalamba, mwa umfwana, ngafila tuwa umfwane pali ba Simon. We differed. I said bad things about him. And later on, I came back and apologized. And we reconciled. Surely, would it be right for me to start again, to renew? Because Barambo kuntendeka. But Simon wabalalande fintu palini. But if you have seen, I've stopped answering him. I've stopped answering him. It is out of those values that I'm talking about. But Simon is a bit older than me. He's a bit older than me. And since he's a bit older than me, I want to respect him. Even when he says bad things, I am not responding. I don't respond. He said a lot of things. Hey, no, Shanchani. He is even talking about my children. He's talking about, it's okay. It's okay. I will not respond in the manner that I did. I will not go back to the mistakes I made. In the past, I made a mistake to answer him and call him names. I'm not going to go back. I will not call him names. I will not. He will say those bad things. I will not. I've got values. I'm practicing values. I'm practicing values. So, but Simon Moore is writing to say, no, what Tayali is writing is not true. Where have I lied? Where have I lied? Show me where I've lied. Even what happened in court, it is because of him that the magistrate had to, sound a warning. He didn't mention his name, but if you post something on social media and then somebody alerts the magistrate and the magistrate addresses the court, I mean, do you really want the magistrate to single you out, to mention your name, to say, did Imova Simon, Imoma post to say, I'm a lawyers, the lawyers have left Musiani. which is not true, because only one lawyer was out of the case, and in replacement other lawyers came in. Legal aid is still representing Musiani. So you posted falsehood to say ama lawyers vamugutuka Musiani. Tavamugutuike. Legal aid is still representing Musiani, and legal aid gives lawyers accordingly, okay, according to who is there. So there was nothing strange. There was nothing like Baxter pull out. No. And you posted that whilst the case was going on, and somebody alerted the magistrate. And because of that, the magistrate said, you know, once a shimenya phone, and just chose a few journalists to cover the case. And there was that journalist who came in late. I saw cricket kwata levutuka. I saw iminina so mukot. I mean mukot. And the magistrate asked, "What is wrong with you?" "No, I'm a journalist." "But why are you not sitting?" "No, there's nowhere to sit." So, and the way that journalist was talking, it was not respectful to the judge. It was not respectful to the magistrate. That's why the magistrate said, "You go out." That's why the magistrate said, "You go out." But that journalist went and wrote on the page to say, the magistrate has stopped me from, has stopped our media house from covering the story. No, that was not good. That was not good. I'm not mentioning your name. I know you, you journalist, but you were arrogant. The way you walked in the court, you were arrogant. The way you are responding to that magistrate, you were arrogant. That's why the magistrate said, "You go out." But because you are also arrogant, you went ahead and posted on your page to say, "The magistrate stopped me from covering the case." No, that is wrong. You don't do that. Be professional. This is the problem. Often done too much journalists talk about mama makeshift colleges and universities. You have no professionalism. No professionalism. You go to school to be a journalist so that you are taught how to behave. Not the way you conducted yourself, and later on you go and write on your page to say the magistrate has stopped me. That is nonsense. So I just wanted to clarify that, because Wamwai is saying, no, he's lying. I'm challenging you to say, show me where I'm lying. Show me where I'm lying. No, by your maps now, your obsession, Yafika na kunuma. And you know, some of this language, it's difficult even for me to use it. But I don't know where you find the courage, your maps as a public figure, to use such language. I don't know where you find the courage to use such language. You come, Ulebepa, tell me, Nipesa Mbepele, my transcript is there. You have your lawyers, Venan Sapatu. Let them bring out what was said, so that Baberenga Vantkai, Bamonopona Vepere Nipesa. Badi Mwipisha Kidist. How many children do you have? Tell me, Ngandevepa, what was the answer? Imabayo maps, tell the people what was the response. Ngandevepa, what was the response? What did Kidis say? What did Kidis say? And I just don't want to be sensational here, because if I want to be sensational, I can bring up other issues. Because I can even say, even that 3 is not 3. It might be 4. And you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there and don't want to go. And it's not personal. It's not personal. But check the facts. If the facts are not true, if what I wrote is not true, you are your maps. You go live and tell the people to say what Tayali wrote is not true. Tell the people to say, you say it. You say it. So that we can bring other evidence. We know now. We know. Don't mess around with Chilufya Tayali Mutwandi. Data. Data patari. Patari. Ine. Don't mess around with me. When I start an issue, don't mess around with me. Munaiperesha. Ishamba vya tonto ine. Ishamba vya. Ishiza pa mkusaba ile fintu pano. Ishkwete data. Nishini kwa ta data. So iwa mwa iche iwe. Ipere mwa iche. Ichindike. witampo kulinganya ntwanikane na ine teti uweperefye ulembe nyimbo walikwata na kwata tunji titulingane na ine ndekweba teti ululubiro lweno oluteti ufike kolu teti ululu lwabakalamba ile ndwana bakalamba notiwe wachepa mwachandi wachepa sana and I even advised you. I said hii case ya kwa Musiani ile Ken, just leave this case. I told you na limichitira advise himwe. I advise you privately and I advised you publicly. I advised you on this Musiani case. Leave this case. I did. But your arrogancy, imweva yo mapsta mfwa tapade o mfwako. Mumfwa kumukashwe, nukashwe nangalanda muyana mulomfwa. O mfwako vie. But kuri vambia bashara, you don't want to listen. Because even yesterday, this issue, iya mavungei. Iyo abantu baletero bunga. You know, the next day, I saw a very wise posting. I'm sorry, I have to mention your name, my brother, but you know, what is this? Maktu addressed you to say, my brother, leave this, stay focused, leave this story. Don't waste any energy of it on it. The rich man, the rich man kuti vamufira munhu avo ntwanikane your maps, another broke guy kuti vamufira teti vamufire avo boom avakashi AI generated a home of peace, a home of whatever. Total nonsense. You should have just kept quiet than to respond to that. You should have just kept quiet. Because for those people to do what they did, it means people are not happy. That's why they went to those extent. Of course, I felt like it was a little bit too much. They shouldn't have gone to that extent, because one good thing, one wrong does not make another right. So I felt it was a little bit too much to do that. I felt like they should have just left it. But nonetheless, they did it. It was not right for kiddies to respond with that statement that they made. It was wrong. What you did, you people, it's wrong. And the only thing that you should say is to apologize. That's the only thing that you should do. Anything to say this, that, a home of peace, a home of what? Nonsense. A home of peace. A home of peace. A home of peace. Home of peace. Even this nonsense that is going around you, your maps no kidist. Why is it that we are busy talking about you? Why is it that we are busy talking about you? Why is it that so many people, they heard Tayali is talking about your maps and they want to listen? Why? Why? Are you the first musician to be popular in Zambia? Are you the first musician to be popular in Zambia? We had many musicians. JK was a big guy. But even now he's still a big guy anyway. He's still a big guy. You give him respect. Danikaya. Danikaya. Slap D. Awa gospel. Na vena Esther Chunguwa nani. I mean, why is it that they don't attract so much animosity? Why? Because even you people who are supporting them, you are busy supporting them. Hey, no, people talk too much about them. Hey, people talk too much. Why is it that people are talking about you? Why is it that he is making a live on you? Why? Why is it's like that? Even when I was on your side at one point, I was even quarreling with Mizukanji. But now I'm speaking against you. Why? Why? Ask yourselves why. You were kiddies. Why is it that you are the only one who is being discussed? Why is it that everyone, hey, cricket? Why? Even Kuri Musiani, you complained in that phone. You told Musiani, there are a lot of people, Nalu, uyu nani udio mulimo wakulia there's this nalu no mulimo wakwe nani udia achani exile there are so many people, there are many Chester Mopao even the controversial singer uyu Kasapato atinani udia that guy who sing Kasapato Kamwana atinani that guy who was in jail. You remember that guy? That guy was in jail. What's his name? The guy that was in jail who was pardoned by Hakainde Hichilema. I'm looking for that name. I want that name. Kanene, General Kanene. Even General Kanene, because if you look at General Kanene, I mean General Kanene, even the songs are controversial. But why is it that they don't generate the negativity that you people are generating? Why? And you want to say no, because they are jealous. How many people are rich in Zambia? Why are we not talking about them? Why are we not talking about their wives? How many people are rich? What money do you have? What money do you have? What money do you have? Because now you want to shroud it in to say, no, people are jealous. We are jealous. How many people have got money? Why are we not talking about them? Why are we not talking about them? We have so many rich people who are even in public. Why are we not talking about them? Why are we talking about you, your Mapsi, Nom Kashuove? Why? Even more from our so successful that the entire country now is jealous of you. The entire musical industry is jealous of you, including Zambia music whatever the association. Even them, they are against you. They are jealous of you. That letter that you wrote to the music whatever association, it was really so bad, so bad. And clearly, sometimes turashushe school, but this school is very important. I'm telling you, this school is very important. Your maps, the way everything that is happening, you can clearly see that your maps, your maps name has become so big such that his knowledge is smaller. His knowledge is smaller. His knowledge cannot contain how big his name has become. His name has become big, but he's not able to contain it. And he's surrounded by illiterates again. People it's not that I'm degrading people that have not gone to school for some reason. No. But as we go higher, we also need the knowledge to support wherever you are. This is one thing that you should know. It is very important. As you go higher, you also need an education that can support whatever position that you are. Even in Mumachito, you find that even ama ministers, you can even see ama ministers, ama PSC. You will see that ama ministers, but they are able to conduct themselves well as ministers, as compared to those the way they conduct themselves. Even if a PSC, you can see, deputy PS Wakundola. It is the way they conduct themselves. You see the way they conduct themselves. So your maps I think he needs a education a little bit. He needs it. He needs it. He needs it because really he's making blunders left, right, and center. So all this animosity that has been generated, it has been created by your maps and the wife himself. That is why. That's all. It's not about jealous. It is not only you, your maps, who has money. It is not you. There are people who have money. There are people who have money. And then let's talk about even that money that you are talking about. Ule ile terela your maps. Ule ile terela. I am because actually Just that I was talking to somebody and somebody begged me on your behalf to say, no, don't go there. But I am challenging you. I'm challenging you, your maps. You are busy talking about, no, you have got money, and you are busy insulting your friends to say they are jealous of you, they are broke. I want you to show people your bank account. I want you to show people how much taxes you have paid for the income that you make. Mwaiche ule ireterera, mwaiche ukenda na matropico ndekwewa. Ukenda na matropico ululu ulefo kutampo ulu, utampo kula sonta tayari, ule sonko la tayari, ule sonko la tayari, at your obsession has reached kunuma. Iwe ule tonko la ine iwe. Mwaiche ukenda na matropico. Ukenda na matropico. You might think I'm a small boy. I'm not a small boy. I'm not a small boy. You are too small for me. Too small. Too small for me. When they came for you and they started and whatever. Some of us spoke for you. Some of us spoke for you. There were people that, felt, and they were somehow justified. They were somehow justified. But we spoke about them to say, look, this is our brand. Don't think because I'm in exile, then I've got no contact. I have more contact, more connections than a lot of you around here. I'm here far away in Malaysia. I've got more contacts right there in government. Those who are in government and those who are not in government. So don't mess around with me. Don't say, who are you? Who are you? You are a refugee. Anyway. Wirangara iwe. Wirangara. Shirimu neno hivi. Shirimu neno. You are a refugee. You are a refugee. Hey, you are a fugitive. You are a fugitive. Fugitive ndesa na live. Na location kuti nami pera papelinga ndefu ati nami pera. I can give you location. Tomorrow. You think if I'm a fugitive, which fugitive would go public? If you think that, I'm a guy that is being sought by Hakainde Hichilema, want to get me. You think if Hakainde Hichilema wants me, you think I can come live upon them the name? If Hakainde Hichilema really wants me, you think I can come here and talk to you live? You think I can do that? Some of you, don't know. Politics te hawana. Politics te hawana yo. Wirangara imwe waichi. So iwe yo maps iwe. Wachepa mwaichi. Wachepa. And I can tell you that when dogs were sniffing around you, I can tell you, it's not for me to come and tell you, yo mapsi, no. We protected you. Right now, your maps, you are moving around and messing around and showing around what is protecting you. It is because people are saying, well, he's our brand, he's our young man. Let's leave him. That is the issue. It is not that people don't know how you are making, how that money is coming in. I want to tell you this, your maps. I'm challenging you, your maps. If what I'm saying is not true, come out, make a video. You go live and tell the nation your income, this richness that you're talking about. Tell the nation how much you made, how much you have made, and where it is coming from. Some of you, you are so naive. You think that no, he's making money. His music is on YouTube. Hey, he's making millions, whatever. I'm telling you, for the highest that you would get, and these are big guys, big guys. The highest that you would get for 1 million views. Big songs. I'm talking about the big guys. The highest that you would get for 1 million views is $25,000. For 1 million views, $25,000. That's what you would get. That for the songs, you would get that. So don't be cheated to say, no, he has got numbers. No. No, social media does not pay you that much. No one is rich because of social media. No. No. Utunyimbo. To content you are posta at you are rich. No. Belami bepa. Even these guys that you see, when you talk about these guys with big names, where they make the money, it is not the music that they sing. For example, when you talk about Beyonce, when you talk about Rihanna does not make so much from the music, from the Tuma song. It is the name, the brand. The brand. That is what makes, gives them the name, the money. It is the brand, because of the brand. And that's how they are paid, because of the brand. Okay? Because of the brand. It is an example, it's like the players. The players, you look at the players, you see the players, the football players. I mean, why is it that Ronaldo costs so much, Cristiano Ronaldo costs so much money? He's just a player. He's just a player. And he's playing among 11 people there. And in those 11 people, you find that one of the players, they pay him maybe $20,000. But Cristiano Ronaldo, they are talking about hundreds and millions. Because of that name. Because of that name. But your maps has not reached that level yet. He hasn't. He hasn't. Where he's earning money out of his name. He makes money, yes, within the country. Like, recently I saw his sound Bola Bet, okay? I mean, that is the brand. They are using the brand. When you see the advert, that is where the money comes from. When you see the adverts, that is where they make the money. Your maps, his name has not reached that level where you would be getting so much money to be playing around. He hasn't reached that level. He hasn't reached that level. He hasn't. Have you seen an advert of your maps in another country? Have you? Have you seen an advert of your maps in another country? His music is played on social media. Yes, it's being played, but really, he's not getting that much to sustain the expense. No, he's not. And this is a challenge. And I know how the money is coming in. But that is what I've spared you for today. That is what I've spared you for today. Because I don't want to send dogs on your door. But for those who are supporting you, this is a challenge. Do them a favor. Show them. You bought vehicles recently. Show them which bank account you used. Show them which bank account you used. That red car that you are buying. You bought that car. You bought a Range Rover. Show them which account did you use to buy those. Show the people. Show the people. Show the people which bank account you used. Tell the people to say, here, you are a public figure. And I'm challenging you because you are saying you're a rich guy. And I'm telling you, you are a small boy. You are a small boy, and in no time, you kutwaenda na matropiko. In no time, kutwaenda na matropiko. In no time, kutwaenda na matropiko. Because nenyi mbote chushimbe. Nenyi mbote chushimbe. Kutwa isanga, chirabushikuli kukoti. Chirabushikuli kukoti. Chirabushikuli kukoti. Ngole yangala mwechi. So, be very careful. Wila mwana watu lifipuba. Shiri muntu wako angala kwa ine. Shiri munove. Shiri munove. Don't mess around with me. Don't mess around with me. Iwe. Uleza na page pa wandi. Uleza mkuntuka iwe. Iwe mwanche iwe. Abomene, not me. Not me. Ile ndo na wakalamba. Ndo na wakalamba. Bamdala wa HH varia. Size. Ewo ntina kovaria. Amena HH varia. Yako ati wakuposa kuna na mwegzao. Kwa. Chile survivor tayari. Not iwe mwanche iwe. Fish unelanda iwe. Iwe mwanche iwe. 2 weeks ago, recently, you went to Chinese school. Mwanche, nalikwata information. You went to Chinese. Recently, your maps. If I'm lying, your maps went to Chinese. Ubututu before it didn't win a win. He wants to buy 5 houses. And the total of those 5 houses, I think 5 or 4 houses, the total was about 20 million. Your maps, you address the nation on these points I'm talking. He went to Chinese, and to this Chinese, he says he wants to buy 4 or 5 houses. And the total was about 20 million. And by your maps, he said he was ready to pay cash. Your maps, you speak to the nation. Because you are a rich man. Eh? Ulefole chita reduce aba nove once aba tampoco imba kale ba tampoco imba kale ba tampoco imba uyumwa chana nkane Mark 2 ali funye nyimbo ali panga abantu ali afu abantu abengi. Why is he not coming out? Nishbena fipuwa nishbena fipuwa once abena nanikana bena danika and whatever once aba fipuwa iwe nufe wakwata fia mano iwe ni wofole pange mpia. Now, I'm challenging you, but you're the richness, and I'm challenging you to say, show how you are making this money. Show how you're making that money, because for me, I know how you're making that money, and I'm sparing you that. And I'm pointing at some of these issues so that you can come up and show that really your money is legitimate. You went to Chinese school. You wanted to pay 20 million. 20 million. You wanted to pay cash. Why did you want to pay cash? Why did you want to pay cash? Then why such that no, ndeshita go pay 5 million. Chinese atina. Iwe. 5 million ulefo shitenga nda cash awe. Go and come with your lawyer. Efo amwebero Chinese. Efo bayo maps by the tabawere. Nga ufindebe pa challenge. Not that no. Ask the guy if he didn't go to a Chinese guy to buy a house, to buy houses, and he wanted to buy cash. Ask the guy those things that he's buying. Which bank account is he using? Which bank account? When you are a rich man, you pay taxes. Which taxes is your maps paying? Because I'm opening your eyes. I am opening your eyes. When you are boasting to say you are a rich guy and you are telling others that they are broke, you also have to pay tax. When you earn money, on the money that you earn, you are supposed to pay tax. You are your maps. Show us how much tax are you paying as a rich man. We are nothing. We are nothing. I used to drive a Hilux. I'm a rich man. There are people who have got money there. Do you see them opening their mouths? I'm a rich man, I'm a rich man. I'm a rich man. Why am I going to go to Pafidiro? Why tell you? Tapari of 40. So, isunge. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. And all these things, it's not that we are saying this because we are bitter. No. Iridi ashiria kwa musiani ndandapo niwe wofe wemwine wadiretere. Niwe wemwine wadiretere, it's not musiani that started. It's not musiani that started. It is yourself. No mukashuove. If that wife of yours was not in that nightclub, doing whatever she was doing, by kopa no kuikopa, we wouldn't be talking about it. We wouldn't be. But that issue started, and instead of go back to to say no, I think that is not the way we should conduct it. In Monomba, you want to punish Musiani. You want to take Musiani for it. That's why I'm talking about it. If you had withdrawn that case, I wouldn't have been talking about it. But I'll be talking about it until Okoikapuila. And you know, some of you, Simon Moore. No, the issue is threatening violence. Even that threatening violence, it must not just be perceived. It must be real. When you say, no, he threatened violence, it must not just be perceived. It must be real. This is a criminal case. A criminal case, you must prove beyond reasonable doubt. So you must prove beyond reasonable doubt to say, indeed, it's true. You must be seeing that, but the violence up. But really, when you look at this case, even what has been brought before court, the evidence so far, It is far from that. Far from that. What evidence is there that this Musiani threatened those people? So far, what we have seen, what evidence is there? What evidence? Because Simon, you know, he is busy trying to speak for them. But the question is, so far, what evidence is there to say Musiani threatened these two? What evidence is there? At Nadia Kuliwa pasta. Nadia Kuliwa pasta. Evidence you. Evidence you. You are threatened Nadia Kuliwa pasta. No one at a school for 3 months. Tawet evidence. Tamuleta register. Let them register, guy. Tumone. Let them register. Yo, Zaban. Tumone. Let them register. Let them register. You can't say, hey, Naria Mkumona pasta. Hey, I was threatened. Hey, we even increased security. Let them basically show us your payroll. Show us some evidence of all these things that you're talking about. It should not just be perceived. So once more, hey, do you have a lawyer? Do you have a lawyer? Do you have a lawyer? Mule pita mama case sometimes mwatu ipusha. Ushe case ilipesa. You cannot say umuntu akutsa threaten violence. Mule landa pa phone yaku tumina phone mwatu kishanya. Hey, you shani uko wafuma pati yo and start defame. Yo ali start threaten violence. Umuntu aposte vintu pa social media. Takulumbuye po eshina, tapali eshina liwe wakuipusha. Iwe busheni wo long face. Awe. Busheni we ntwanikane, are you a prostitute? Awe. And you say there is evidence there. You say a person should go to jail for that. Umuntu takulumbuye. It should not be perceived. It should be real. It should be real. People should see that chachine. Not umuntu aposte if you post. Hey, did you verify that you have no? Hey, no, Zikta came and whatever. What did Zikta say? Go and read my transcript. Go and read my verbatim. What did Zikta say? Let's be fair. I am standing for justice here. I am standing for justice. I'm standing for Musiani. Musiani is vulnerable. That is why I am on this case. On your mapsi, this issue of kufigure and whatever excuse you may have, your maps was not right to utter those words. Because Pachiriro, we don't just do that. We don't comment in the manner that this guy did. And he has continued with the arrogance. And next, waashto bunga 100. Hey, no, mwambo kufore shawaichi. Mwafumia ma video, mwambo kula kopa. That is arrogance. That is arrogance. It is not going to take you anywhere. It is not going to take you anywhere. And those of you, your maps, tell your maps the truth. Tell your maps the truth to say, listen to this man. If you are not going to listen to this man, one day you will remember him. Tell him the truth. What I'm saying, me, I've got no interest whatsoever. Nothing. I'm not going to get anything. No one is going to pay me for this. No. But I'm saying it because, number one, like I've said, I'm fighting for justice for Musiani. Number two, I don't want other people to look at what this guy is doing as way of life. No, that is not the way of life. We have got young people that are growing up. They should not say, this is not the way we're supposed to conduct ourselves. I'm also talking about, those of you who have got children, just like your maps, please look after your children. Look after your children. Neglect children. Don't neglect your children. I think I've made my point. I've made my points. Tonight, this morning, I'm not opening phone calls and whatever. It was just an address for me to, to bring out this. Otherwise, I thank you for your attention. On by your maps, really, my message to you is that Mwaiche, arrogance will not take you anywhere. Pride comes first before a man falls. And if you think you can take it with me, go ahead. Go ahead. Bye, Mwevan. Natoterasan.